we're all wearing red.
Yeah.
On a consistent basis leading up till today, we were wearing black to represent how grim our fates were, but now we are bleeding out. You have oppressed us. As a white cis male in a position of power, you've tried to tell us how to learn and what to do for way too long. Well, we're taking our learning into our own hands now. On Thursday, would have sit by the side, passively watching a documentary which only benefited you and not our learning. You've canceled class on a consistent basis, and we are not okay with this. We are taking our learning into our own hands, so we're going to show you how we can submerge ourselves into our learning and into this class because you have done an insufficient job. Now, when I say Tim, you say Grim. Tim!
Grim!
Tim!
Grim!
Tim!
Grim!
But it's only fostered complacency. This is why we're going to allow the members of our union to speak after we give you our demands. We would like you to be silent right now because you have taught us nothing.
I found it interesting how bargaining for the rubric specifically, we were almost asking to be scientifically managed and told exactly what to do because it was a little backwards in this class. It was almost helpful. It was better for the students if we were scientifically managed, but not for you and management because we're technically not learning when we're scientifically managed. But due to negotiations and cooperation from the entire SSU and TIM, we were able to come up with a rubric that provided the class with a structural foundation on which the students can build off of using their own knowledge and expertise from the class to write an essay. This demonstrated not only how long and number-based bargaining sessions are, but showed how cooperation between the entire union and management can provide beneficial outcomes for both sides.
In our oral presentations. And by doing so, we want those points to be redistributed to the proposal and to the progress report and the annotated bibliography.
Now, since you've heard from the collective bargaining team, we are going to step back and let our class, the people that really need to speak, have a say.
So at my last job, we were denied, full-time workers were denied benefits. When we wanted benefits, they cut hours. So the employees were getting treated poorly, basically. So the employees wanted to do something about it, but we had no idea we were naive about what a union was. So if I can go back now and take the material I learned from this class, it would be on. We would try to form a union, and we would do something about it and not get treated like that, get our benefits, maybe increase our wage and whatnot.
Okay, so I guess, so before I had this idea that to leave like a positive impact on society, I could just simply volunteer at a soup kitchen or just plant trees. But after taking this class, I realized that I can go beyond just like that whole like atmosphere of serving like the less fortunate by being part of like a social movement that I'm passionate about, or even just being like part of a union and helping everyone like raise their wages and get better benefits, and maybe even help them like get the roses, like for example like gender neutral bathrooms. And so like because of this class, I also want to be part of like a union, just like how these ladies are leaving a positive impact on our class by helping us by reducing these midterms and making them more bearable, and trying to get rid of that unnecessary research paper. So that's how I want to be. That's why I'm making a positive impact.
So before your classes, and as I have gone to your office hours and tried to complete all assignments, you knew from my personal experience and stories that I did not know how to describe my parents' work. As you know, my parents work in piecework, and that is a very strenuous job to continue, and as they're getting older, they cannot keep pushing their bodies as they could 10 years ago. So before this class, when you showed the video for Garment Industries, I did not know that organization existed as part of towards the labor movement. So now I'm thinking during the summer, I'll probably go volunteer and tell my dad about what he can do for his workers as well, and how he can also fight back with his rights and know that he does have a voice and he does not have to be subjected to that type of system.
Marginalized workers transforming our weak structural power into symbolic power where we will create opportunities to rearrange social relationships of domination and subordination.
So I also agree with everyone here that we do not need to actually turn in a final paper because we've done tons of research. And I also think that your lectures have actually helped me understand certain campaigns more. The campaign I was working on specifically was Our Walmart with my group, and we worked collectively together to come to a better understanding about what it is. And I remember learning that in terms of, well, I got it from actually February 4th, you had a lecture about the two models of unionism, and I realized that I could actually better understand how Our Walmart decided to structure itself. And I realized that it had actually a dependency on the UFCW for financial support in order to actually have a voice. And that was actually an example of business unionism, and it was a very top-down kind of structure. And even though they got plenty of financial support, it simply wasn't enough, and they had to relaunch their campaign as more of a grassroots one, in which that would be more of a social movement unionism. So I was able to use some of the more basic ideas and help me understand these things better.
Class, I learned the value of being part of a union. My personal experience, my mom is part of the Fremont Unified District Teachers Association, and I have heard her countless times complain about what they have done, but in the end, she always says, I'd rather have a union than not have a union, just because of main things like having higher wages that we've talked about, medical insurance and stuff like that. So from this class, I now understand where she is coming from being part of it.
About the different types of unions that are available. Like at the beginning, our class was very, it was more like a business union where I feel like I didn't really I wasn't very involved in the union, but as we moved from a business union to a social movement union, I learned that collectively we all have a part in this, and it's through teamwork we're able to achieve what we want.
Found her statement that we began as a business union, our union was handed to us on a silver platter, and we just kind of went along with it, and the bargaining team was just as lost as we were, and it ended up in a place where we weren't happy, and it took the introduction of a previous union member to really